No guests, just shout-outs and ramblings. Number 6. How y'all doing? I hope you're well. Sad to say that listenership for the show is on a slow dwindle, but I'm guessing it's because the new episodes aren't coming out weekly, which is the goal, but life happens, get busy. Also, I just got a GoPro. So I'm going pro, if you know what I mean. I hooked it up to the car the other day. I got this little car suction cup. I was rolling down the road, taking video, and I didn't notice this, but when it takes the whole video, it'll break it up into beautiful frames, frame by frame, and every picture is pretty much breathtaking. So I'm having fun with my GoPro. I'm going pro, so I think you will see some more things on the YouTube page. I'm looking to roll out a whole series of videos on, just day-to-day, the road trip that now starts on October 28th, so it's been pushed back. I was going to rush back to California to cook Thanksgiving for my current client, but he's all set. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna stage. So the idea is to stage at least, one place everywhere I go that I'm spending a couple days. There's a couple cities that I'm only hitting for one night, so there's not going to be any staging there. And staging is not necessarily the goal for this time around. It's mainly for podcasting and eating. So we'll see where I end up and what happens during that time. But as of October 28th, I am a gun for hire. All right, so let me know if you need any chef services. I'll be available. Email suciotalk@gmail.com, SUCIOTALK .DOTCOM. The DOT is not spelled out; it's just a period. But you can check me out on over there. So YouTube rolling out. More Instagram content rolling out with this newfound GoPro. I've been thinking about getting it for a long time, but generally when there's purchases of that size to be made, I'll make sure that I do my research before I go ahead and make the decision there. Because you know how it is. Updates come out. Like as soon as I brought my Hero 9, the Hero 10 came out, GoPro. So it's like, I'm kind of ashamed of myself for not digging a little deeper. But at the end of the day, I'm a beginning GoPro user. I don't want to buy the new one for an extra $200 and then fuck it up. So I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to learn it and then go from there. So super pumped up on the road trip that's coming up. It's like all I'm anticipating right now, getting ready, mapping out the trip, reaching out to chefs in different cities, and there's also some journalists that I'm also reaching out to that are interesting to me that I love to talk to. So hoping to get the opportunity to do that. I promised Chef Kat I'd shout out she's looking for some cooks at Yangban, which she will be, I believe, opening up October 16th. I think is the tentative date as of now. So if I were you, though, there's about 3 places that I would say right now off the top of my head that I would work at if I was a cook. Harbor House Inn, Rustic Canyon, and Yangban Society. Those are the 3. because those chefs there are just visionaries. You know, they're really the chefs of tomorrow, and I can't wait to get back in the game and hopefully be one of those guys as well. But we'll see. We'll see. This trip is also about finding my next place to lay my head. So I'm going to be keeping my ear to the street. Other than just the food and the drinks and the podcasting, you know, is it a place I want to wake up every morning? Is there people that I like? Is there potential for activities that I may have not done before that interest me in this area? So those are all things that I think about when I'm about to move somewhere new. So I was watching the Christina Tosi Chef's Table, because I watched the first season of Chef's Table, and then after a while it became like the same format, so I have to break it up a little bit, or else it feels like I'm just watching the same show with different actors. Not saying that any of the chefs on there are acting or anything like that, because I mean, the struggle is real, but just the show's format, I can't binge it. You know, I can't just watch episode after episode. But she said something that was really funny. She's like, you know, I just stayed and worked hard. I didn't go off to Japan like many chefs do in this industry. And I just think of all my buddies, my chef buddies that go to Japan, you know, to either learn about their heritage, or, you know, they come from somewhere else and they're so interested in it. It's truly that, and Mexican culture is I guess the largest number of chefs that are not from that culture adapt that culture, and therefore, you know, cook the food, are always there, always visiting, you know, because they're truly interested in it. And you know, I don't know that I've ever had a calling like that to anywhere that I've lived or anything that I've done. So trying to find out how to yell into the microphone without yelling into it so I don't hurt your ears. Is this working? You tell me. I don't know. So Christina Tosi, shout out to her. Cool Chef's Table episode. So if you haven't checked that out on Netflix, check it out. I've been dealing with some heavy mosquito action over here in Wyoming. It's kind of crazy because it's 40 degrees at night and then 70 degrees during the day. So it's about a 30-degree difference there. So it's freezing at night, and during the day is hot. So I'm wearing a flannel right now. I'm trying my best to keep cool and then keep warm at the same time. But, you know, it's a challenge. So we got our last group here at this ranch before I head off to my other trek at the other ranch. 41 people. I got my boy Charlie Apple coming to help me cook, so that should be fun. We'll put together a tasting menu. Worst part about the tasting menus is that I don't actually get to make the menus. Just, you know, my client right now just tells me what he wants, and that's what I do. So that's just the way it is right now, you know. But I have learned a certain humbleness from being in this position, that it is not about the chef. It is about the guests and the client requests, and whatever they desire, they can have. So it was cool to do this type of work. Will I do it again? One-offs here and there, you know, or a real part-time situation where it's maybe 3 days a week, you know what I mean? But being a personal chef full-time, I don't think I could do it. You know, you have no team, which I think is the most important thing to being a chef, really. Because with no team, you're not really a chef. So, you know, I may have held the title before, and obviously, you know, I regard myself as a chef, and I'm regarded as a chef, right? But just because I don't have any cooks right now, I feel like a cook. You know, I feel like a personal cook. So, but it feels nice. Feels nice being in that position to explore yourself a little bit more without having anybody else there to worry about. But like I said, that is one of my favorite things to do in the hospitality industry, is have people to look after and to train and to mold and to help however I can in their professional and personal lives. You know, I texted Jan the other day. Jan is sous chef at the Charter Oak. My other sous chef, Tom, just left. That was an Elon Musk length pause right there. If you've ever seen him on the Joe Rogan podcast, they ask him a question, be like, "So, Elon, what are you going to be doing in 5 years?" He's like, "Well, I think we will see." Those are basically the Elon Musk answers that he gives. But it does give you insight into how really, 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 really genius people think. And it has given me sort of an idea that it is a good thing to hold back what you're going to say just a little bit. Run it through the mill, see if it makes sense, and then say it. That way you don't sound like an idiot or offend somebody that you didn't mean to offend, you know. So there that is. I'd also like to take this second to shout out the recent Art of Plating nomination that I received. And I just want to say that I did not receive that nomination for being a chef, for my food. Right? I received that nomination for this show, for Suciotalk. And this show is less than a year old. You know, it's going to be a year old in November. November 20th, I believe. So I'm astounded. I mean, I'm just over the moon about it, you know. And this hit me probably a week after, you know, because for a second there, you're like, all right, yeah, I got this award, whatever. And then I looked on the site, obviously, and I knew that I was nominated for media the whole time, but it didn't really, really hit me until a couple days ago where I was like, wait a minute. You know, this show with as little listeners as 30 a day. 30. Which is still very high to me, so I appreciate everyone that's tuning in on a daily basis. But, you know, there's other shows that have 10,000 downloads per episode. You know, that's the goal, really, is to get to those numbers. But I do appreciate everyone that has tuned in, past, present, listeners of Suciotalk, people that have written in with funny kitchen stories, with little anecdotes, or just saying thank you for, being made to laugh by the show. I know that there's a possibility that a large number of you, or a number of you, are sort of turned off by the solo shows. I have no guest as of this point, so that's just what it is. I can't really do anything about it. I have a commitment here in Wyoming I got to take care of, so I just can't be flying all over the place. But that's what the road trip is for. The road trip is to make up for the loss of guests, the loss of time dining. And this summer was not a waste of time. I was out here in a situation that I've never been in before, out in the middle of nowhere, an hour from the nearest town, but also on a beautiful ranch with beautiful quarters. I have a queen bed and and space to stretch and a big screen TV. You know what I mean? It's not like